good? All right, we're back here. We're gonna get inside our saddle, and as we step back, we can grab. We wanna fill that space. We wanna fall to that hip, right? Just as a reminder. All right. We wanna control this other leg. All that's great. However, what we're gonna talk about today is this inside heel hook here, okay, from this saddle position. In a heel hook, back in the day when I was learning heel hooks, it would be, we try to dig it out and then we rotate it over and try to get a tap that way. That's not how to do a heel hook. You should have very, very minimal rotation, and just like almost all submissions, almost all breaks, excuse me, it should come from the hip, okay? So realistically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to flare the knee, have the heel almost stationary, and our hips create a wedge. If I take my hip out of it and I rotate his heel this way, if I catch his heel just like this, his knee is pointing this way, right? If I take his heel, look what happens to his knee, right? So on that inside heel hook, my hips become a wedge. This is caught, okay? So his knee wants to go this way, or rotation towards me. My hips are going to make it rotate this way, but his heel's not going to be able to move, okay? It's a very important distinction. We're not just going to grab a heel and just try to rotate. If I grab a heel and just try to rotate with no wedge on the knee, as I try to kill this, he's just going to rotate with it. Just keep spinning. Oh, and we're just going to spin to infinity. Okay? Hips become a wedge. The hips are what make the knee line look the opposite way, and you're attaching yourself to the heel, okay? So back in our saddle again. Our knees, well, in this particular one, we're just gonna isolate and have our knees tight. There are examples where we don't, but in this case we are. Okay, let's rotate this way so we can see. All right. Multiple ways to dig this out, but just so we can get it, all I'm gonna do is take my lat and catch the foot up here. So that's my armpit, my lat coming through, and I'm catching that foot. I want that foot to not be able to straighten, so my lat is bringing it back like this. Almost trying to touch his heel to his shin if possible, right? So I'm catching lat and bending that. You see what that does to his foot? Really excited. How's that feel, Bob?
Not good.
Not good. Already from this, if I have my hips in the right position, I may get it tapped without using anything. It starts to get tight, right? So I catch, my hips are in the right position here to be the wedge, to not allow that knee rotation. If I allow that knee rotation, no bueno, okay? So catch, crunch, attach. I don't care if you're here or here, I just want you to attach yourself, okay? Now the braking motion is with the hips. All right, you ready, Bob?
Yep.
I'm gonna go slow, okay? So my elbows back home, right? We say that a lot. And then my hips, I'm curling my legs in and my hips are driving. Very, very simple. Just no rotation. I didn't have to rotate at all because my hips are making his knee go that way. My hips are way stronger than this rotation that I'm having in my body, okay? So from this saddle position, we're gonna talk about heel hooks for a bit. But remember I said positionally, from this saddle position, I want both legs because this is his way out, okay? But he knows that, so he tries to fight that way out. We'll go ahead and get that leg out. And as he's doing that, I'm finding that heel. Armpit collapsing right there. See that knee line? I'm being open currently, but that knee is stuck. Go ahead and try to rotate your knee. Not going anywhere, okay? So that knee line is caught. There's weight pushing this way towards his body, like I said, toes to shin. Grabbing. You can connect any way you want, okay? I just prefer to hug it as my lat pulls his leg down. This already sucks. I can already feel him kind of dancing. And then my hips are going towards you currently as I kind of squeeze down. And that's how we're finishing this heel hook, all right? I just got word that we're at the 5-minute mark, and I try to not put so much detail in these that there's just too much to go over, because I really want you to be conscious of this. I gotta put a disclaimer out there. Heel hooks can be dangerous because it's not, I mean, anything that we do, right? This sport can be dangerous. However, people are scared of heel hooks, so they freak out. And you almost have to trust your training partner, you have to trust yourself to not try to grip it and rip it, but try to be in a place where you can hold. If I get here, and I know my hips are here, I could be biting this down, I could be pulling this back and being real tight on this, but instead, I can just hold this position, right? And if he starts freaking out, and he starts rotating the wrong way, and he's our training partner, you know what we do? We let go, okay? I don't want anybody to say, well, I learned a really nice heel hook from Gentle Art Lifestyle guy, and he says painless, precise, and playful, and I just ripped somebody's knee. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I don't want that coming back to me. Plus, we don't want to break our toys, right? So again, we can get there, we can hold the position, and if they start turning the wrong way, and you know it's the wrong way, because they're going into that wedge, it's okay, let go. We don't have to win on a random Monday night, all right? Talk to you soon.